We have Agent Chess versus Luk.AI, aka the Luka Doncic bot. Chess.com's announced their partnership with Luka Doncic. During the All-Star break, we asked you, the chess community, to play games with Luk.AI. Luka's bot improved steadily throughout the month, growing in ELO, and it all went down at Chess.com's championship at Chess.com/CCC. Let's get right into it. Time control, 3 minutes, 2-second increment. What we are about to see here, don't ever try this one at home. Okay, here we go. All right, so E4 and C6. So C6 from the Luka bot, okay. Then we have, you ready for this, guys? Queen H5. I mean, 2,700 is Agent Chess here. Queen H5, maybe we learned something today, right? Maybe it's a mouse slip, computer slip. Queen H5, don't do this. This is a crazy move, question mark. But of course, hey, we're just gonna keep playing chess. Says Luka, knight f6, attack the queen here. Now, I think one of the things to remember here is tempo, or tempi, that's plural for tempo. So, you know, gain time, right? Let's see what happens. Knight f6 hits the queen and it hits the pawn on e4 as well. Queen goes back to f3. Okay, cool. Move the queen, not too bad. We play e5 first to make sure that we claim our stake in the center. And we also want to play d5 as well. If we play d5 first, there's an immediate e5. So white plays. You ready for this, guys? G4. What? At first, I was like, man, this is so hyper aggressive. I like this, but at the same time, this is not going to work. It's already like -3 right now, believe it or not. Okay, horrible move here, doing nothing in the center. It just wants to play G5. We don't care about that. Great move. D5. Not only attacking the E4 pawn, but attacking the G4 pawn as well. After D5, queen to G3, attacking the E5 pawn. Cool move here. Black to move. What do you think you would do in this position? Pause the video if you need to. What did the Luk.AI bot do in this position? Here's the move. If you found knight takes e4, great job. Remember, tempo is the whole thing today, right? This is the lesson in this video today, is the tempo. Master it. So after knight takes e4, we hit the queen once again, allowing queen takes e5. Boom, queen takes e5 happens. That's a check. Now, this queen has moved around so many times. The move you don't want to play here is like queen e7, right? You're trading the queens. The queen moves so many times. We don't want to just give this away, or actually give away our advantage by just trading queens here. We're going to block with the bishop. Bishop to e6. Cool, perfect. We have 2 pieces out versus the queen and no pieces out. But okay, maybe it's 2,700 bot, but maybe they'll develop some pieces somewhere, okay? D3 attacks the knight. Tempo. Cool. We got to move our knight, don't we? Or we go knight d7 first and attack the queen. Tempo. Once again, we gain some time. Queen goes to f4. Remember, tempo. So try to find a move here. Black to move. What do you do in this position? Here we are. The move is bishop d6. Great job. You're playing just like a bot right now. Don't get checked by Chess.com. Okay, bishop to d6. Very nice. Hitting the queen. Now, how many pieces do we have out? 4 pieces versus 1 piece. This is pretty nasty already. Queen goes back to e3, tries to set up a pin. Our knight is now hanging. We could go bishop c5, but look at the Luka bot says, you know what? We don't need to. Let's just bring the knight back to f6, attack the g4 pawn. I have 4 pieces out. I'm getting ready to castle next. White plays f3. First off, fine gold is tripping. Never play f3 or f6, right? Now, of course, this is a different situation, but man, all these pawn moves and the queen, everything is breaking all the principles. Develop your pieces. Castle your king, right? These are things that you should be doing. Develop your queen maybe later, not so early in the game, and white is doing everything against it. So again, don't try this at home. All right, after the f3 move defends the g4 pawn, well, what do you think black does, right? Develop your pieces. Check, you know, center, check, right? King safety, check, castle. We get out of there, okay? We got a castle, so now not only do we have, you know, basically another piece developed, this rook is going to come into the game now. We have these pieces developed, and the queen's in the center of the board. This is disastrous already. Okay, white says, well, hey, I'm just going to keep attacking. What else do I do? G5. Now, the best defense is offense. Your knight is hanging here, right? And I remember the tempo, and as much as we can, the tempi, right? It's black to move here in this position after g5. What do you do? Pause the video if you need to. What's the move? Okay, the move here is d4. You found it, d4. If you found this actually is an excellent move. Kudos to you. Very good move here. It hits the queen, it attacks it. It's another tempo, but it can just be captured, which does happen. Queen takes d4. What's the idea behind the d4 move? You made the move. If you found it, what's the follow-up? Black the move. The move here is bishop c5. Very nice move. It attacks the queen. Tempo. Once again, all about that tempo, or tempi, plural, right? So if we look at this again, the tempo or the tempi have actually gained us so much time. That's what tempo really is gaining time. We have these pieces out 1, 2, 3, 4, and basically 5, with the rook, of course, coming to the e file as well. We have like 5 pieces out, and white has only moved the queen and made some concessions, some weak kingside weaknesses, pushing the pawns, overextending himself, right? Then you got to move the queen again because it's attacked. This is a disaster, but again, okay, it's a 2700 bot, right? So it should be fine. Now, Luk.AI, this time is 2921, but of course, hey, you know, 2700, not too far away. We will see what happens. Is he just going to get crushed, or what's going on here? After bishop c5, right, it attacks the queen. Queen goes to h4. Maybe put some pressure down, of course, this file, and also maybe some diagonal pressure after d4, bishop d3, but getting the queen out of the way. Nevertheless, the knight is now hanging. Okay, here we go. Tactics time. Put on your puzzle rush hats here. It's black to move. What do you do? If you paused the video and you found this, congratulations. Oh, you beefing up. Oh, you do tactics for real. This one is a very strong move, and the move is knight g4. Oh my goodness, what is that? Whoa, bro, relax. We know you a bot and everything. Relax. Knight g4, this is a strong move here, right? It's threatening first off bishop f2. Oh my goodness, right? You do anything but block or don't deal with this threat, and first off, I'm going to check you. I can even put the knight there, right, as well, and just trap the rook in there if I like, right? I can put the knight here. So lots of things I can do. I'm on the f2 square, looking kind of scary, but it can't just be captured. So whole idea. So f takes g4. You're like, what are you doing? Follow up. Black to move. What do we do? Why did we play knight g4? The move here is bishop to d5, and we line. So it was a temporary piece sacrifice to open up some lines, but I'm also getting it right back. So I'm going to be up in exchange because you can't block this. I also have rook e8 check as well. Knight goes to e2, okay? Bishop takes h1. We're not even down anything anymore. Okay, development. Now, first, finally getting the development out, but man, it might be a little bit too late. 2 knights, bishop's on the back rank, man. These knights are on the second rank here. I mean, you might as well keep them on the first rank at this point, but it's pretty ugly for white's position, to say the least. Knight to e5, and we lie, bringing more pieces into the game, just advancing, getting better. You know, you want to improve your position. Improve a lot of times mean moving a piece or a pawn, sometimes to better squares than what they were on before. Knight to d7, of course, knight to e5 makes the piece much better. You improve it and you bring it closer to white's position. King to d1, king over to d1. Couldn't castle, rook gone, move my queen 100 times, right? But I'm still gonna keep playing, says the bot. Rook to e8, bring another piece into the game, improving, bringing more pieces into the battle here. Queen to g3, right? It attacks the knight, but not really. I mean, just wanted to do something. Obviously, control some squares, and also play h4, h5, maybe g6 too as well. Queen to d7, attack to g4. h3 defends g4. Rook a to d8, bring another piece into the game. Look at every piece working together here. Chess is a team game, and you want to remember that type of thing, right? Get all the pieces into the game. And when you have all your pieces developed, things happen, right? Watch this. a3, okay? a3, b5. So this move actually is a very positional move, right? You can play b5, b4, b3 at some point, try to break this up with d3, but it's no rush. Like, there's nothing that white can really do. So b5 is a move, a5 is a move, even like a king to h8, right? You just can try to improve your position, but b5 is really nice here. It's just saying I don't have to rush anything, and white, you need to find a move here. White tries to find a move, it plays a4, and now it's on you guys. It's black to move in this position. Remember, we have all of our pieces developed now. Everything's out. So is it time to strike now? Do we take the pawn? Do we push past? But that's a decision for you to make. Pause the video, try to figure this one out. It's black to move. What do you do? Hope your tactics senses are tingling, because here it is. After a4, black plays knight takes d3. Oh my goodness. I never was actually considering this. When I was like, whoa, what is this sacrifice on d3? He can just take it with the pawn or the queen here, in fact. Now, if he takes with the pawn, we have an immediate rook e3, which is then we're going to take on d3 and then take on d2. We also have bishop b4 or bishop e3 there as well. It's some pretty nasty threats. Woo-wee. But, okay, hey, cool. I'm going to take with the pawn then. I'll take with the queen, so that when you take my queen, we trade queens. That should be good, right? You know, so we should just take the queen here, or tempo, move away. Queen e7, great move, attacks the queen. Also, the queen and the rook are now on this line as well. So look at everything lined up. Open up lines, sacrifice definitely worked here. And after the queen f5 move, black again makes a very good move. I mean, this is such a good move. It's so hard to make a move like this, especially after you sacrifice a piece, but it's black to move. Again, try to figure this one out. What do you play in this position? B4, that's a hard move to make. Very hard move to make, right? Sometimes white wants to run away with a c3, c4, try to run the king this way, but you have b3, believe it or not, if you push the c pawn, and we also have bishop e4 in many cases too as well. But b3 is a pretty nice move. We just push past it, and again, white has very limited moves. There's nothing to do for white. This is a very difficult human move to find, but of course, agent finds it. Luk.AI plays b4, h4 on the board, and then bishop to e4. Hits the queen. Obviously, if queen takes e4, you just lose the queen immediately. We put some pressure on c2 as well. After the queen f4 move, all right, it's black to move once again. Tempo. Remember, this is the theme of this whole video. Tempo or tempi. It's black to move. That last few moves here were more tempi, or at least bishop e4 was, right? Another tempo, and then the queen moves away. Do you have another tempo move here? What do you do in this position? Pause the video if you need to. Black to move. And the move here is, man, this one's sick right here. Best move, bishop to e3. That is nasty. That just hits the queen, puts pressure here. You're like, oh my goodness, bishop e3. And you're like, wait, what does it actually do? Well, you can't take it. I mean, you can take it if you like, but you know, night, have a good night. It's not going to be a good night for you after bishop takes c2, hitting, splitting, and then hitting there. Oh my goodness, get him off the board, get this off the screen. So that's a wrap. Bishop e3 is definitely problematic for white. White has to move the queen. White moves the queen, right? Then we finish up shop. Okay, well, you know what? You find a combination. You find a combination, chat. What is it? What do you do? The combination is queen c5. Gotcha. Oh, they was looking bishop d2, rook d2, oh, bishop c2. Oh man, that was great. Queen c5, right? You just keep attacking. All right, there's nothing just yet, but you have to improve. Get the pieces just closer. Queen c5, very nice move. It gets really close to now. You know, obviously the king, queen c2 is coming, bishop d2 is now there. It's just attacking c2. How do you defend c2? You don't. King e1, just get up out of there. King e1, there was nothing he could do. The bishop swiped the board, of course, especially after bishop c2, which is what happens in the game. After bishop c2, look at this position. You can't move anything. Is black really down a piece? Even though we sacrificed that knight, yeah, we're down a piece, but you don't feel that at all. Because, of course, black is on the attack here. After the b3 move, black plays rook to d3. Every piece is basically attacking this king right now. There's nothing you can really do, but they're gonna play some moves. Queen h2, which tries to make some moves, obviously. Rook e to d8 here, which is a really nice move. It hits the knight. We also threatening rook d1 if you move the knight. You can't even move it. So that piece that we were down, we're not down at all. In fact, now white makes this move, knight to c3. When you see this, you already know it's over, right? I mean, the knight, you're giving it back in a manner that I can take this knight, I can take this knight. It's not going to be a good night for you at all in the Asian chess household here. So lots of problems. Knight c3 was the move, but of course, I mean, you can't really blame him. The knight can't really move. If you do move it, it's a rook d1 mate, and I also am threatening to take it. Knight c3 happens, and to finish out the game. Now, this one actually is a combination. Now, the trick question here. Okay, it's black to move. What do you do in this one? End it off. Finish the game. What do we do? First move here is rook takes d2. Great job if you found that. It's pretty easy. Rook takes d2. After rook takes, bishop takes d2. Right? Bishop takes d2. Check. Queen takes. Rook takes. Knight e2. Right? If king takes d2, you go queen takes c3, and then we're going to check and take the rook here. So what happened was after rook takes d2, the knight moves to e2. After knight e2, we bring the queen in even closer, surrounding the knight. King can't move anywhere. g6, last ditch effort. Taking it. It's just like, you didn't have to do that. Take the pawn, g5, and then bishop d3, and this is going to end it right here. Bishop d3, rook to c1, rook takes e2, bishop takes, and queen takes e2. Is check and mate. Game over. Start a new one. Don't ever try this opening at home with the white pieces, with the black pieces, with any color pieces. Don't try that, okay? Black played a great game. Lots of tempi, right? Development. It was a Carol Khan. King's safety was great, and a lot of tempo or tempi once again. So it was good. Hopefully you guys learned something from this game. It was a fun game. What to do, what not to do. A lot of themes there, and again, hopefully you learned something from this game. So if you like this video, well, stick around and watch the video, right next to us, and we'll see you on the next video.